but I'll record it as well. Then I'll put it on a page. Now, let me frame this, right? So me and Eric, we are maybe involved in something else in a minute that's going to add on to the other. Eric's got one of his bright ideas. So after this, we're going to discuss that. But as you know, we're predominantly, I love HBA. I'm still in HBA, right? Love HBA, right? We have Power Lead System and we have GFU. The marketing that we're talking on here will apply to anything you want to promote. Anything you want to promote. Okay. So, but I have a focus in particular of wanting people in GFU to get their four no more, which is just four referrals, right? And now with AI and videos and stuff like that, you don't have to be on camera. And then with Power Lead System, we're looking more at kind of the all in, just so you know where we're at, right? Okay. Um, so we're going to do two halves today. One, I'm going to show you how you can make videos for GFU on the I, and you can use the same idea for anything, but it's like 100 reasons to trade, right? And I did a little teaser in our GFU group, and I'll show you exactly how to make that yourself very fast. Doesn't take long. In fact, Eric's partner, Nicole, she's making them. How many can she do in like half an hour?
On captions?
Yeah.
Oh, a lot.
Okay.
10, 10.
Okay.
If you really
So
wanted to.
you can use captions. I might ask Nicole to make a little training what she's doing that. I'm going to show you how to do it in Canva. I like a slightly different format, a different layout. I'm going to show you how to do it in Canva. We've already did a thing on captions as well, like in the group, and we'll do one on here just on captions because it's a powerful bit of software. But to kick off, we're going to go through a guide that Eric put together. So imagine this, right? So I don't know if there is here. I've been lived here nearly what over 9 years. I don't know if there's an amateur. Oh, there is. There is an amateur dramatics society, and there certainly was in Grantham. We had the Arts Centre, Guildhall Arts Centre, right? And what would happen is they would put on plays and shows, and they did like if there's a comedy over here called Faulty Towers, they did Faulty Towers, they did a Lower Low, and they these like English comedies and stuff, and they would go, they would advertise, we're doing Faulty Towers, right, in June. And they would basically write a script, they would get costumes sorted, they would build a set, and they would put the show on. And the first night, there'd be loads there. Second night, there'd be loads there. Third night, Grantham's not that big a place. And it ran for a week and then it's done. And then they're looking for the next show. Now, do you wonder why people program hop? They join, they get all excited. This is amazing. This is amazing. They put it out on their social media and they get some traction, maybe they don't, but some people join. But then, just like the seats at the Guildhall Arts Centre, they start get less interest, less interest, less interest. Even though they've gone to all this work, they've paid money, they've joined, they've bit the equivalent of building the sets, getting the costumes ready. And what they're doing is they're marketing to nobody because everybody that's interested has sort of seen it and paid
Yeah.
the money and come. So this is why some theatre companies, what they do is they create a play, they create a show, they put it on in their hometown, and then they get in a van and they take it around the country. And they're always looking for a fresh audience, right? Always looking at a fresh audience. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about for the first half of this today, is how do you go and get a fresh audience and how do you keep them interested so they know what you're doing, what show you're putting on, i.e. what your opportunity is. So if I load the document, Eric, do you want you put it together? You're right talking through it?
Yeah, but I think I may just go off track a little bit.
Go for it.
And maybe we can just share that with everybody as sort of a guideline. But I guess what I'll say is first. I mean, I know you have, Paul. Is anybody else here come from the old school where, I started in home-based business with network marketing before social media. So I was, I had to walk out into the community or pick up the phone and call people or that sort of thing to try to ask them, hey, you interested in making some extra money? Has anyone else here? I know, Paul, you've done that, but has anyone else here had to do that or
Sucked.
done
I
that?
am.
I was crap at it. I was terrible. I was the worst.
Yeah, me too.
Use
I
the
hate it.
8,000 pound phone? Yes.
So we've all been there, right? So, or a lot of us. So obviously, when you go out into the wild like that, or when I did, you may talk to 20 people, but you have no clue whether or not they're in your target audience, they're even interested. I mean, that's pure cold prospecting. So once social media came around, for me, the biggest light bulb for me was, well, now I can go out and they're telling me everything about who they are. They're journaling on social media on Facebook as to who they are. Oh, they're interested in making money from home. They're talking about making money from home. They're sharing their struggles. They're a part of this program. They're a part of this group. So I could immediately zero in on people that were probably somewhat interested in making money from home. They've proven that. They've shown that to me. So now I could direct all my attention, rather than trying to speak to 50 people, to find 3 that may be interested, hoping that 1 actually would listen to my pitch and actually join me in business. Now I can go out and find my rates are my success rate's going to go way up, because now I can focus in on 100 people that I already know are interested in making money from home. Now they may have no interest in working with me or being a part of my program, but the odds are going to be much better. And that's how I looked at social media. Obviously, we're all, hey, get content out, attraction marketing. We've heard all these terms, and all that stuff works. Okay, but guess what? I didn't have any content. I knew content was going to take time. I could only produce a video a day, 2 videos a day. I could only do a post here or there. So I don't want to sit around and build content for 3 years hoping that somebody finally says, hey, I really like that video you posted. What are you up to? So I became more in attack mode. The problem was I had a sales background, which is the worst background you can have to get into network marketing, right? Because it was all features and benefits. That's the world I came from. Hey, features, benefits. And I was an attack guy. Hey, what are you doing? Let me call you back. Let me follow up. And I was an annoying person, because
I work with you and you still are, dude.
what's that? Paul, I'll tell you, right? I was super annoying.
So
But I would follow up. I was the go for no. Look, you can tell me until you told me to drop dead, I was knocking on your door, right? But then I quickly realized, wait a minute. And this was through which is funny, that one of my first mentors was a kid that was 20 years old. No, what was it? Yeah, 20 at the time, 2021. He'd already made several $1 million online. He was a Filipino kid. He lived with his parents. They had no idea he'd even made that kind of money. And they were ticked off at him because he didn't want to go into medical school. They wanted him to be a doctor. And meanwhile, they had no idea he had already in his room in the house had already, made well over a couple of $1 million. All right. Because he understood early video marketing and all that during that, when, YouTube just started to really make its play online. But he's the one that really dialed me in. And I said, wait a minute, I need to come at this from a completely different angle. And that's when I started connecting with these people. I started looking at, and I started targeting people that I knew were definitely interested in making money, but I also knew they were struggling. And you could tell, you knew, and then once they let their barriers down, they would start to talk to you about that. Yeah, I've been in this deal. I can't get any leads. And so, I became more of like, hey, we're out here together. We're in this together. Whether you join my deal or not, I don't care. We're in this together. I'm supporting you. I'm letting you know, hey, I'm trying to make money too. Let's help each other. If you come across any cool things that maybe tips or tricks or whatever, let me know. So what happened is these people started to, again, now I'm non-threatening, and I would follow. I did the things I said I was going to do. So in other words, if they were posting on YouTube and their headlines were wrong, or I found a little tip that they could change or do something that I learned, I would just reach out to them and say, hey, I just got a quick tip. I was watching this other YouTube video, watching this other guy, and he told me about this cool little hashtag thing, or this cool little thing you could do with your headlines to maybe get more people to click on your video. And they were just sort of dumbfounded, like, okay, man, this is incredible. Thanks so much. I'll try that. They're waiting for me to go, oh, by the way, you're gonna join my deal. And I didn't do it. I didn't pitch them. You know what I mean? I never pitched them. I just focused on 50 new connections a day. That's what I would do. Now that doesn't mean I actually talked to 50 new people a day, but I was involved in their content in some way. Or I would reach out to them and say, hey, I just found this free. I'm not sure if you're interested, maybe help you out with your business. I found this free, guide, or my buddy's giving away a free thing. If you want to check it out, go for it. So that process now I enjoyed what I did. It was work, but at the same time, I didn't feel like I'm trying to pitch people into something. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like they thought I was a pest or any of that stuff. I started making all these connections. And then what happened is, um, you know, people would start looking at my content. People would go, and I would just share some success. I would say, this is cool. I've got my third commission with this deal, and I'm still trying to learn this industry. So this is really cool. You know what I mean? So it was very, very nonchalant type of marketing like that. And ultimately, people began to reach out. They started to connect with me. They started to, hey, what are you doing? And then the other thing that my sales brain would do that I had to erase was I've got to sit down and tell you everything. Let me get on the phone with you for 30 minutes and explain everything. And that wasn't the process. We'd already had communities and groups and marketing collateral. And I would just say, look, I would tell them, look, I definitely want to talk to you about this and answer what questions you have, but I'm brand new like you, and can you take some time just to kind of go through this content, and I'll follow up with you and see what questions you have, and if I can't answer them, I'll pass it along to whoever my sponsor was or mentor or whatever at the time with the program. And so then my entire before I never did advertising in the early days. I mean, there were times I had 20, 30,000. I mean, from free organic traffic, $20,000-$30,000 months just from that method, just from reaching out and connecting with people, taking a few hours at night, connecting with people, because over time it started to work for me. And then what people are looking for online, they're looking for community, and they're looking for, they've been there. Trust me, these people have joined multiple programs. They've been hyped into the program. They've been told they're going to get support. And then, once they're in, there's really nothing on the back end except for a back office and some training calls from the company, and they totally are lost. So one of the big sellers is community, and that's what I would look for people too that were like on an island by themselves. That's when I started to identify that. I'd go, okay, this person's really. I would say, man, I would tell them, this is one of the reasons I struggle is because I was out here trying to do this alone, and I would get frustrated, and I just needed to be plugged into a community where I could get plugged in, understand other people were going through the same thing, and and I had a place to go to kind of re-energize so I could get back on the horse that day. And so I used that as well. I used community. I looked at whatever program I was in, and I typically wouldn't join things that didn't have a community base. You know what I mean? If it didn't have really a good community, I learned quickly that it's most people are gonna walk away because it's easy to walk away. I'm not having no success. I've tried to do what you told me to do, and then there's no community for them to plug into. They're gonna quit 100%. So that's what I did, and people would say to me all the time, well, what are you doing? What lead source do you have? I know you got to be doing something. I know you got to be doing, what's the secret? What's
See
the
your sales
magic?
page. Yeah, what's your email?
I'm like,
I
dude,
don't
I
have an
didn't
email
even,
list now. I have
like half
zero
the time.
emails.
Yeah. I mean, Paul said stuff, half the time I wasn't even pushing them to even the sales page. Like I was literally just building a conversation, and then they asked, well, what? And I also always sort of kept things a lot of times not secret, but there was always a mystery. There was always like, man, what the hell do you do? What are you doing? What are you guys doing over there? I would just say things like, because I knew that the way they were, I would think about what are they thinking, and I would try to give them back what I knew they were thinking because I was thinking the same thing. Like, and I would say that to somebody, it wasn't a pitch. It was like, hey man, I don't know about you, but this is a business that I cannot do alone. I've tried it and it's difficult. I get frustrated and I want to quit. So for me, it's been super helpful just to be a part of community. I have other people from around the world that are like, if we're talking about the trading deal, I have people from around the world. I have successful people all the way to people who are brand new. And there's action always going on every single day that I can plug into. And I don't know about you, but I kind of need that to kind of keep moving forward and doing what I need to do. And and they would be like, oh, yeah, man, I understand I get it, man. I get it. I feel like quitting myself. So anyway, and Paul, you can speak on this because I mean that's how Paul and I met in the early days was and Paul, that's what I did. I mean, Paul wasn't coming to me to learn, how to build a sales page or how to, I think when Paul and I met, I mean,
We were
I didn't
part of a
even know that
community.
Paul was like,
The
I'm interested in the way
10
what are you doing, Eric? And I was just like, well, that's all I do, Paul. And he's like, that's all you do, because Paul's technical and was probably looking at, okay, I'm going to do this. So no, Paul, this is all I do, man. This is it.
Not
And
back then. I came from a sales background as well. My first business was Telecom Plus in the UK, and it was brochures, and they send you six. Now I'd been like in retail sales, and I'd taught myself I'd gone from the bottom of the leaderboard in the store, and I was always like second from top, but I always earned the most money because I sold the right things to make me the most commissions, right? So I was very rarely top sales, but I was a smart at what I sold. And you can make more money at PC World that isn't there anymore, but you can make more money selling discs and paper and software than you can actually selling the computers. So I got really good at doing that. So they sent me these six brochures, and I said to my upline, I said, "You're going to need to. I need to get more. You've only sent me six. I still had the same six months later. I was stank. I was crap, right? Features and benefits, what Eric said. We both had kind of the same mentor, a guy called Darren Little, and he taught us you don't sell, you forget selling. And the 100 list training, I'll show you where to get it. Today I recorded a fresh one recently, but people like and trust, know, like and trust. So if I can help 100 people and I have a list of those 100 people, so they get to see me a few times and I get to see them a few times, we start to build a relationship. If I don't ever pitch them, ever pitch them, I promise you there'll come a time where most of them will say, "What do you do, Paul?" Or they'll see my posts about whatever program, doesn't matter what program you're in. They'll see your posts and they reach out to you. If you've helped them, right? So on my blog, therealpaulturner.com, right? I don't keep it up to date anymore. But when I'm like massive build mode, what I had back then, like Eric said, he'd send them like a tip or something. Well, I would put those tips on my blog. So when I was talking to somebody, the same stuff comes up again and again and again. Oh, Eric, I got a great tip on that. It's on my blog. Would you like me to send you the link? And they could go to my blog and watch that. And guess what was on the sidebar? A link to Empower Network, or that's gone now. It's a shame. But Empower Network. What else? Exodus. Exodus still going strong. My.com business or whatever, and I'd get sales that way by helping. Never, ever, ever, ever pitch. And it was the good old days. 25 connections a day. Like, share, comment. One or all three, or whatever combination. If you go out to people in a group of entrepreneurs, a group of people looking to make money online, a group of traders, a group of your sort of target audience, people that are 70 plus looking for pension help, or whatever, if you go in those groups and you like and or share and or comment, that's a connection. So it's 25 connections a day with the view to make 5 contacts a day, like 5 little chats. Unless you're serious, that's what they used to say now. Unless you're serious, then it's 50 connections and 10 conversations. And the chats, I used to have 5 chats lined up at a time. Hey, Eric.
you know what? Now imagine having AI and being now able to do that same method. I mean, I could go into a Facebook group, make money from home Facebook group. I could sit down with, I use Grok, I like Grok now, but whatever it is, ChatGPT, whatever AI model you're using. And I'd say, look, hey, I'm a part of this XYZ home-based business group. My intention or goal is to make at least 100 connections in this group, meaning I'm going to reach out and connect with and message 100 people in this group. I do not want to come across, my ultimate goal is obviously to expose my business to them. My business is X. I don't want to pitch them that business or expose that. I want to build a relationship with them. What would be an initial message that would be good? Or can you give me some ideas of ways to approach them? You know, and now with AI, I have that in my hand, and I go, okay. So it just gave me a reach out method, and I've got 30 minutes tonight. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to skip that, you know, television, that episode or whatever. And I'm going to take 30 minutes and message 15, 20 people this message and see what happens. You know, we didn't have that. I mean, I'm just flying off the seat of my pants back in the day. Now, if somebody responds to me and it's an interesting response, and, you know, I'm probably going to reply immediately because I'm used to that. But if I have AI there, I could go, well, hey, this conversation's going great. This is this plugin. This is their response. What do you think the best way to respond is if I want X outcome? You know, and you can just sit and kind of have your assistant guy, professional guy beside you that's like, no, Eric, say this. It'll be. And so, you know, and I think Tommy had asked, well, what about their post and what should I comment? You know, I mean, in the old days, going back to sales, when I'd walk into meet somebody, I was immediately scanning the room. Do they have pictures of their family, their kids, or whatever? Because I'm looking for points of references that I can talk to them about, because I don't want to get into hey, this is who we are, this is what we do, and we're gonna make, you know, blah blah blah. I wanted to build a relationship and some rapport with them. Well, think about that. You're looking at their Facebook page, their social media, you know what I mean? Like, and you could even plug that into AI and say, well, this is, you know, looks like Paul, he's from the UK, he's from here. I don't know much about that area, and looks like he has a family, a wife, a kid. You know, what would be, you know, what would be some interesting things or topics to kind of start a conversation with Paul? Like, what's a conversation starter with Paul? And, oh, well, you know, here's a couple of ideas for you. So it's just, it's something that people don't do. I mean, I've said this for you. Paul's heard me say this for years. I'm a broken record. Paul, people they just don't want to connect with people anymore. And now with AI, and we teach that. We say, oh, well, you can do AI and all that's great. But like, I'm just telling you, if you just do even 25 a day and just have fun with it and not worry about pitching, don't even think about, if nobody, but I got to sell something. Don't even think, just think, how can I connect with and meet 25 new people a day that are home-based, that are interested in making money from home? I just want to connect with these people, let them know who I am, and just make a connection. If you can do that,
game over.
I'm telling you, it works. I mean, it's worked for me for how many years, you know?
The ChatGPT now as well has improved its memory recently. So I said to it, do you remember all our chats? And it went, yes. And I said, tell me my strengths and weaknesses. That was fun. That was fun. But I got so, and then it said, do you want me to tell you how you can improve? And some of it was marketing based. It's brilliant. So when you're doing, if you use, I think they all do it now. I don't know. I don't know, but I just happened to see that ChatGPT. But what Eric just said there, ChatGPT is now your mentor. You don't need me. I want to contact these people. What do I do? Somebody's commented this. What could I say back? You can use AI for everything now. It's absolutely insanity, right? You know, and you still put your human spin on it. You know, so anyway, the point.
I'm gonna let you jump over to your stuff, but I was gonna reply to Ann real quick. Totally agree, Ann. It's a different time. People are a little bit more suspicious. They've seen people, but here is what separates a great connector from I don't want to say rookie, but if you generate a conversation with someone, a rookie at some point, if the goal is just to make the connection and talk back and forth and pitch nothing, and you walk away from that conversation, you won that conversation. But most people, they're trigger happy. They can't, you know, because it's funny, people reach out to me all the time and I entertain it. How you doing? And they'll be back, oh, I'm good. And I'll be like, so what's going on? And you know, and they'll immediately start to pitch me. But the ones that stick out to me, the ones that I follow, are the ones that say, no, just listen, I got nothing to sell you or pitch you. I'm just kind of reaching out and connecting you know, you know, whatever, just that simple connection. And then you got to follow it up with actually going and commenting and engaging on their content. Okay. And if they come back and start pitching you, that's fine. I love people that pitch me. I go, I'm happy where I'm at, but certainly if things change, you'll be somebody that I follow and keep a hold of. You know what I mean? And so yes, they are suspicious and they are thinking you, but I'm really not. My goal is to connect with them. My goal is not to sell them or bring them into a business. When I did those connections every single day, my goal is just to meet people and to build my audience and influence and connections. That I didn't go into it.
Your
My
network,
customers.
your network is your net worth.
So, okay, Paul, over to you, bud.
Cool. Me and Eric were basically taught to build our network, not sell. Your network is your net worth. And a line that's helped me get sales, like where Eric said, there's when people pitch you, I go, well, look, it's not for me right now. I'm really focused on what I'm doing, but send me your link. Let me take a look, right? And I did this with somebody the other day. If I'm talking to somebody and they're interested, maybe I can send them your link, send it over. And they're like, oh, thanks so much. And you don't kind of screw them off. You keep them in your network. If they're a hard pitch, then I do the commission taste test. How many people do I need in your deal to make $1,000 a month? Like with HBA, it's only like 8 people in it. So it's with Jifu now, it's pretty decent because it's a binary. With PLS, one all-in sale will usually blow away any comp plan if you can get an all-in sale, right? So listen, if you want that guide, we're short on time now, which is fine because the guide's pretty self-explanatory, but this is where it's at. So number one, if you're with me and Eric in Jifu, I've made a section here. I need to add you manually. I'm going to drop it in the Jifu chat group that we got later. I'll get you all added in and I'll tell you how to do that. But I've put in here the engagement guide, the 100 list training, how to use the Connect app, where they got the tap to trade stuff, what to send new members if you refer somebody, and something about what EQV means. So I've set another section up in school. Eric doesn't even know this yet. That's just going to be for Jifu. Why would you want to go out and do all this chat? Because I'm guessing based on our NLP call, right? It's like a sense of dread, isn't it? Having to go and maybe talk to people. Well, remember, you're not selling. And we just spent, nearly 40 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever, talking about, well, what's the alternative if you don't? If you don't make those connections, if you don't reach out to people, what's the alternative? Is it worth it? Now, with Jifu, you only need 4 people because it's recurring to get your service for free. It saves you $185 a month. Well, surely it's worth, going and reaching out to 100 strangers that you can turn into friends and just getting rid of them if they tell you no or whatever. If you're not in Jifu and you want that training, go to marketing materials under the classroom and the Facebook engagement guide 2025 looks at the bottom. So you can get it. I tried to put it in the chat in Zoom, but it wouldn't let me upload a file for some reason. So there you go, it's in there. Any questions on that? If you want a quick look at it, why engagement matters, strategies for effective engagement, tells you to join groups, look, comment thoughtfully, and you can use AI for this again. So someone's commented this, what would be a good reply? And it will tell you, especially if you train it and say, I'm trying to promote my business by not ever mentioning it and selling it, what sort of thing, Join live Q&As, there's all these things here that kind of Eric's distilled into like a guide here for us. And the good thing as well is, like, I don't know how much you do with this, Eric, now, but I don't really have to do much of this anymore. I just rely on my social media because I've built up an audience from doing this. And I'll be upfront with you. If you keep doing it, you do get burnt out doing it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, obviously I don't reach out and connect as much as I did early on, but that's what I tell people. If I had zero list,
oh, this is gold.
Zero influence, that would be the thing I did. Honestly, that would be the thing I'd focus on 100% of my time, to be honest. Because but obviously we want to list build. We want to, you want to leverage tools. You want to be able to have all these things in place. But the reality is, and that's fine. If you want to build that list over the next 6 months, a year, 2 years, and slowly work your way into the online thing, then do it, but I just sat down and go, well, what are my alternatives here? I have no list. I can do content but nobody's really seeing many of my content because nobody knows who I am, and I'm just getting content going. So, what are my alternatives? And that was it. You know what I mean? And I loved it personally because I could just sit at home on my couch on my computer or and reach out. I didn't have to go outside or talk to strangers. I mean, and yes, there's strangers online, but they're not going to look at me weird or go, hey, get out of this grocery store. And I've been kicked out of. I got kicked out of Barnes and Noble. I put little cards in all their books, and the manager walked up and said, "Hey, man, you can't be doing that." Put those little sizzle cards. I don't know if you remember those, but
yeah.
So you're at home and it's like, okay, I just want to meet. That's my goal. I want to meet. How many people can I meet tonight and connect with that are also interested in making money from home? And by the way, that also those connections have benefited me for years. I mean, and a lot of those people now have become very successful marketers, and some multiple six figure, and quite a few that are 7-figure earners that that have direct access to. So anyway, and I wish I had AI because, oh my God, I could do 10 times the work in the same amount of time. So and there's probably a way to automate this stuff too. I mean, there's ManyChat, there's all sorts of different things out there that you can blast out Facebook messages and all that, but like the goal is just you have to do it different than everyone else is. Everyone's pitching, it's like, I'm not here to, you really have to just go in with the mindset of how many people can I connect with and meet today, and just meet, you know what I mean? And that's it.
And no pitching in the chat, definitely. But a lot of people say they've got no one to talk to. Well, you've got 81,000 members in that one, 54,000 members in this one, 51 in that one, 6.1 thousand in that one, 5.5 in that one, 20,000 in that one, 10,000 in that one, 16,000 in that one, 4.8 thousand members in that one. For Jiffy, you need 4 to get your service for free. Have I made my case? So you just go. I mean, the hardest bit actually, is finding a group, because a lot of them are not necessarily as active as they were, but there's still people in there you can reach out to. I saw you were in this group. How's it going for you? But I don't even message much to start with. I'll just like share and or comment on their stuff, because that's like dropping their little business card. Paul Turner liked your post. Who the hell is Paul Turner?
Well, how about Jifu, Paul? I mean, how many groups are out there for the auto bot traders, right? And all these people in these auto bots that hey, you just put your money in. How many of these people are actually having any kind of success, or they've lost all their money, or that sort of thing? I mean, that may be a great group to kind of, hey, how's your trading going? How's your bot working?
Yeah.
I mean, stuff like that. Simple.
Because we know that most of those bots don't work.
No, they don't, and that's why I would go into that group.
Right, so let's move on to how to make those little videos, right? Because these are the sort of things, if you make some connections, right? Now, I'm interested in this because it's kind of an interrupter on social media. So I like this idea. I think I did it in ChatGPT actually, and I might do it just for speed, but you can do it in DeepSeek. Let's see how we go. So what I did first of all, well, actually, I'll cut to the chase. With ChatGPT, I put in, can you read the Jiffy website? And it read the Jiffy website. Can you read this PDF? And it read the PDF. So it understands Jiffy. And then I told it I was trying to promote it. But where it led to was can you give me 100 reasons why people should be trading Forex in 2025? Now, for speed, I'm going to bring that down to 10, right? But you get the idea, right? So can you give me 10 reasons why people should be trading Forex in 2025? Now, what I want to do, I learned this from Lisa Torres, a woman called Lisa Torres, who's a really good marketer. If you do, this is episode or picture or point or reason 1 out of 100, somebody might see number 28 out of 100, but they know there's 99 more when they see that. And if they like the one they see, they'll probably go and look at the others, right? So this is pretty much what I got out of ChatGPT, right? Low barrier to entry, high leverage opportunities, profit in both rising and falling markets, right? It's a bit Mungus, isn't it? It's not very exciting as far as I'm concerned, right? So what I then said is great, but please make this applicable to someone who has never traded for okay. Now, who is over 50 and doesn't understand any of the Forex jargon. What would make them want to learn more? And there's a reason why I'm not just giving you it on a plate and I'm doing this, because if we all do this, we'll all come up with something a little bit different. You look, so now it's a bit more simple. You don't need a fortune to start. Trade anytime that suits you. No complicated stuff, right? You can practice first risk-free, right? No boss, no commute, you in control. Right, I like that one. So I'm going to do no boss, no commute. Any questions on this? Getting a list of... Go ahead, Tommy.
Where are you posting these? I mean,
I'm going to show you what we're doing.
Okay.
Now make it a list of reasons for people over 70 to trade. See, you can target an audience. If you're in a group of dog walkers, give me 100 reasons why dog walkers should trade Forex. It'll do it for you. Okay, so do it, read it. If you just do what I did, give me a list of 100 reasons why people should trade Forex, it's probably going to be a bit dry and boring, right? But then, you know, adapt, make it more fun, make it something I've done with AI sometimes is like write it for 12-year-olds. And you get a lot simple, clearer language, right? That it was. I used to know a woman. She used to the big what's now EE used to be Orange in the UK, and she did some work for them. She was freelance, but she did quite a lot of work with Orange. And she said everything you do, write it as if you're aiming it at a 12-year-old. You know, not like literally, but for like the mentality of a 12-year-old. Right. So one of the reasons why people should be trading Forex is there's no trading and no commuting, right? So you could do this. You could go, no boss, no commute. For this reason, give me a funny prompt to give to a text to image AI generator. It's because I put the 70 thing in, so I need to not make it for 70, but we'll go with it. Okay, so here's the prompt. It gives me a prompt. His coffee mug says world's best trader, confused cat stares at the screen showing colorful currency charts, blah, 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 right? Doesn't really matter. Then you go to klingai.com, which is a text to image and text to video generator. Here's one I made earlier. So one of the reasons was you could work from home. So I added in with my flair, you can stay home and eat ice cream. So what I did is I put, you know, a trader from home eating ice cream. So let's put that in though. Let's put in what we've just done. You could also do 365 of these, right? I won't want a cartoon. I want realistic style, personally. Realistic style, warm lighting. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to generate, and it's very cheap. I think I pay something like $10 a month for this. And you could just put a picture on. You don't have to make a little video, but I'm going to make a little video. So I'm using AI to come up with 100 reasons to trade Forex. If we all did exactly the same prompt, we're going to get very similar results, aren't we? If we tweak them for us, we're all going to get different results. And there's no kind of, when you put it on TikTok or anything like that, TikTok's going to say, oh, it's too similar to something else. It's duplicate content. So that's why I'm encouraging you just to do your own list. And if you get stuck, I can help. It says wait time 5 minutes. It's not normally anywhere near that long, but my computer is doing a lot. So whether that's going to slow it down. But what it will do is it will give you 4 pictures like this. I don't want to sit here for 5 minutes because it's boring for everyone, right? But do you all see what I did? Everybody understand what I've done so far?
Think so.
This is recorded so you can watch it back. Give me 100 reasons. I'll give you the ideas like that if you're not sure, but give me 100 reasons why people should trade Forex, right? So we do that. We say, give me 100 reasons why people should trade Forex. Okay. And then, right, what's this in the chat? Right. Yeah, cool. So then you pick one of the images. And just for speed, I'll do this. With Kling AI, you can take this one, look, and you can generate video. And it makes a 5-second video clip, and that is all we need. So I chose that one because I thought it looked good. Okay, any of them would work. So yeah, I'll use this as the example. So basically, all I did was I put my prompt in. It gave me 4 images like this. I chose this one and I clicked generate video, and it made me a video. It says it takes like 4 minutes to make one video. Again, it's usually quicker. Okay. And you can go off and do other things while this is doing it. So that's how I got a little image. You can also, if you want, go to a site called pexels.com.
It's taking a while, Paul, because you went straight text to video. It always takes longer if you do it that way.
Well, maybe, but
instead of
what
image
I found
first
is,
and then video.
okay. So sorry, say what I'm doing it longer because I'm doing it to text to
You're
image.
going straight from text to video, and so it takes longer to generate. If you go text to image and then animate the image, then it's quicker.
Oh yeah, well that's an offshoot. That's a benefit rather. The main reason I did it was because when I went straight to video, often the video wouldn't be quite what I wanted. But when I got the image, I could pick the right image and animate that image. So it works on another level than even than what I thought. So I invested in a product called PDF farming that was really good. And he doesn't do AI video. He just finds clips on TikTok and downloads them and makes them his own. And that's what I'm going to show you in a minute. But this is a great site as well for videos. And if you want to do something like Forex, go and search. These are all royalty free because they're created by users. And somewhere filters, there you go. Filters, orientations, horizontal, we want vertical because that's what we're going to be using for shorts. So there's these little videos here. You can just download them if you don't want to use AI. Totally royalty free, all good to use. And like if you got like somebody eating ice cream, and that's what you're going to do. You can work from home. You could type in there work from home, or you could put work in pajamas maybe. Let's see if it's anything in there. Maybe spell pajamas. You could try it. I don't know if it'll come up, but it's very quick to go and find them. There you go. Look, that's perfect. Look, Gary's perfect for what I was going to do if you don't want to do the AI and use AI credits. And you can also get some funny ones as well, like some viral stuff. But all of these, look, it's so easy. Right. So then, how's it done? Still going. So I go to Canva. Now you can do it in captions, fine. But what I like doing this, right? So I'm going to go home, create. And I'm going to create a TikTok video because it should be the same. I believe it's exactly the same size for TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, Instagram if you do it. And I use it and it works even if it's not technically the right size. All right. So I'm going to click TikTok video. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my video on. So I would either upload one of those Pexels videos or my AI video. So I'm going to go upload file and videos. And here's some that I've got. What's this one? These are horses with money. This is a bit longer than 5 seconds, but it'll do. Right. So then what I wanted to say to people that this is number 1 out of 100, 2 out of 100, 3 out of 100, because I want them to be curious to see what the others are. Right. So I'm going to go text, heading, and I'll put reasons. And you can be as creative as you like. Because once you've got the layout, once you've got it looking how you like it, so for example, that's way too small. I don't like that font. And again, just for speed, I'm just going to pick Anton. I've used that one before. So reasons to trade Forex in 2025. Can you see that very well? Of course you can't. So what I like to do, and it's just me, you can go to elements, you can pick a box, and you can put that behind. Now you can read it. Well enough at least. And then I did this. I'm going to take my box. I'm going to copy my box. I'm going to put another one underneath. Now, what did I say about it being part of a series? I'm going to copy my text. Put that in there. So this is going to be number 1 out of 100. Move that over there a little bit, maybe. Again, like I say, you're just going to get this one right. You're going to get this number 1 right. I'm going to just have a little play, see how it looks. Maybe I want different colors. Doesn't matter. That's up to you. We don't want everybody having exactly the same video, right? Then I need to put in what the tip is, don't I? So I just go to DeepSeek, right? And it was number whatever it was. Doesn't matter. No boss, no commute, right? Copy. Again, go back to Canva. So I'm going to put text. I'll do a bit of subheading text on this one. Oops. Didn't highlight it before I made it bigger. Too much. I might ask AI to shorten that, or I might just shorten it myself. Can't make it bold. No boss, no commute. That will do.
You could also have that part come in at a later point in the video.
Yeah, but it's going to take more. Well, again, you could set it up as a template, but Anne, that PDF farming guide is really good, and he only uses 5-second clips. All he does. I know this one's a bit longer. So in most cases, you're not going to have time to do.
Well, no, not at 5 seconds. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Now again, can't read that, can I? And I probably want a different font, one that I can make bold. So what we got? I don't know, Roboto. I think you can bold, right? So now I can maybe make that. Again, you only got to get this one right. Okay, no boss, no commute. It's all good. Still can't read it. What am I going to do? I'll give you another tip. So if you put your box behind that one, okay, I'm going to make this one black. Obviously, I need to position it backward so it goes behind the text. But then, oh, this one, the text was black, sorry. So this needs to be white. So you can do that, really stands out. If you still want to see the video in the background, you can use this up here, look, transparency. And that will make your text better, but you can still kind of see the video in the background. I do that quite a lot, usually with a black box with white text on or yellow text when I mess around with these. Okay, now, there you go. So when I want to do number 2, what do I do? You go home. So let's suppose I wanted to edit this one, right? One I did earlier. You can go, oops, don't do that. You can click these 3 stars and you can go make a copy. So the next one would be number what? 29. So I think that looks nicer than what I've just done, right? So that could be number 29. I need to take out the old video. I'm going to upload my new video. Imagine I'm just uploading it. Okay. And we're going to do, see what we got in here. I suppose I did one with Arnold Schwarzenegger then, right? So I put that in the background.
Paul, you should be able to just right click it and then make it the background
Okay, there's a tip from man.
instead of adjusting it. It's just faster.
I just need to position it there. So you can right click apparently. Then what do I need to do? I need to just change the tip. There's not one here that fits Arnie. Canva, and uses Canva a lot more than me. So if I put that
Almost every day. 3 years and years.
Okay. So again, if that doesn't stand out well enough, elements, box, put that behind my text. A bit. Make it black. Take the transparency down a little bit. It just makes the text pop a little bit more. You can still see the video in the background. How's it looking? There's not a lot of movement in that one, but you get the idea. Then if I want to get some sound, you can put different sound on. Pixabay. Royalty-free music. Pixabaymusic.com.
Paul, Canva has music in it.
I haven't used any of that.
Just scroll down and you see where it says audio. Next over, go to the right, go to the right.
Go to the
Right
right.
sidebar in there, go up, there's audio. You see there, and it says see all.
Oh, up here.
Nope, down lower, below the black box, right there it says audio.
Audio. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it should be in here, shouldn't it? In the left-hand side.
No, it's in here. So you say see all,
Okay.
and then you can go look at different themes and things and so
So
on.
if I wanted dramatic, so I know it should be on the right lines. No, I don't like that one. Look where that one's come from. Look, Pixabay.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. You don't need to go to Pixabay or Pexels or anybody else. They've got a lot here.
Dramatic piano and violin. Well, let's just take that will do. That will do. So just go and drag it, drop music, put it down there. Have a look. Yeah, I don't like that video because he's not doing anything. So let's get rid of that video. Let's go back to uploads. Something a bit more animated, maybe. I assume he's talking. It might already have a caption on, but it doesn't matter. Right.
The real question is,
That's a mess, but does everybody get the idea how easy it is? Because once you've got your format, all I'm doing is changing the text, changing the video. You can actually automate this more. You can do it in bulk, but that's probably a lesson for another day. Video back, position backward, because I'm missing my boxes. There we go.
And these are just for posting on social media like we're doing the other ones.
Yeah. So these ones, right? These are more for social media. Like you could put them on TikTok, definitely Facebook Reels, okay, YouTube Shorts. But
Instagram Reels.
yeah, Instagram as well. There's another one called Clapper. It's a bit like TikTok for adults, apparently. I'm going to look at that. I only found it last night. I don't know if anyone's using it yet, but that's meant to be pretty good. It's got millions of users. But you might need to watch this back because I'm short on time. But if you think AI can give you the list of 100 easy, you can tailor it 100, 100 reasons why people over 70, 100 reasons why dog walkers, 100 reasons why, people with the flu should, 100 reasons why people that live in Texas should, 100, whatever you want to do, right? Once you've decided on what you think looks nice, that stays the same every time. All you're doing is changing the number there. And then all you're doing is copying and pasting the reason in there. It really doesn't take long. Now I've put here free guide at straightforwardforex.com. So I own that domain. Let's put that in Roboto as well. So I can bold it, make it a bit bigger. So I put that, you could put link in bio, you could do that, right? But then if people see it, it's easy to remember, isn't it? It's not clickable, but it's easy to remember. Straightforwardforex.com. And then I've given you.
That made me think of a question on something you posted on the Straightforward Forex link a few minutes ago that how do we tie that to ourselves?
Right. Well, the minute there's the $50 discount one, and that one, you just change your username. So what I've put together, I'll share that in a second.
They can't sign up without going to the other one. I got you.
So bearing in mind that that offer has been extended, I will tell you now, I happen to know it will not be extended anymore. I had, let's say, a very strong suspicion the $50 offer would be extended because of sometimes it's who you know, what not what you know. So I had a very, very strong suspicion that would be extended, but I can tell you it definitely will not be extended again. So I'm thinking like, okay, what can we give people that anybody can use day one? Because I would love you all to get you for the first week, right? So this has got a 7-minute overview, the PDF, and it tells this is going to change. Anne's kindly made me a new one. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet and probably won't for a while, right? But it actually says, look, please get back to the person who sent you here to get started or for more info.
Yeah,
But
so
the one,
they can't join off of this. In other words,
no, there's no link. So there's nobody, nobody's going to steal your click or anything like that. It's get back to the person that sent you this.
yeah. Oh, I know. I wasn't accusing you of that. I just
Oh,
wanted
no. I mean, other people, it gets messy sometimes. Now, the other one is, so the other one is masterplanaffiliates.com/50 / question mark J equals. And you see where it says Team Turner? Do you remember your username, Tommy?
Yes, I've been using that Trader T,
Trader T,
TRADERT
Tradert.
T.
You go. And that should
Yeah,
now be,
broadcast that one out if you don't mind.
sorry,
I said broadcast that out if you don't mind.
broadcast that out. But it won't be targeted, and that's the point. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Right. So those, there you go. Look, Tommy Lawhorn. And if I change it back to Team Turner, then it should be mine.
Here's a little tip for everybody that does that. If you check it and it still says Paul Turner, you have your username wrong.
No, because it doesn't default to me. There's no default on that. it's cookies. And let me show you.
Mine
Did
did.
you notice then, right? It still went to you, Tommy. And what I've learned is if you take that slash out, that makes it work. So if you do get it wrong, right? Sorry, if this is what I've said to everybody, test it, test it, test it. Now you're enrolling with Paul Turner, right? And all it is, if I go back, it might have put the slash in even. But if you find that it doesn't go to you, just take that slash out after the 50. Most of the time, it doesn't make any difference. But just now and again, whenever you're demoing it, it does, right? And I'll increase that timer and tonight when I get a minute. I'll increase that timer for Monday so it counts down. I might make it for Sunday actually, just because then there'll still be people last minute. So those like reasons to trade, they're more like I want people to see it, and it's interruption marketing, right? Interruption marketing. Oh, there's reasons why I should trade Forex. Should I be trading Forex? Oh, I can stay at home. I like the idea of that. Oh, I can start small. I thought it always cost a lot of money. I like that. Okay. And I like to get my template, and then I've just got to whack in a video. I know you can automate it, and you can make a CSV file, and you can put them all in. It doesn't take long to do as well. Doesn't whichever way you want to do it. I would just happy swapping the videos out. What I'm going to teach you as well is how to use this bad boy. Because here's my, I don't know who's still on, right? So Jifu. Is it searching? Here we go. So if I do it by, well, 10,590 people every month search for Jifu. We're not even touching the travel, and the 2,687 people search for it every month. The Jifu business, 2,000 people search for it. Presentation, we've got the presentation in your back offices. 2,232 people search for that every month. The comp plan. Why would you search for the comp plan if you weren't interested in joining? Is it legit? What is Jifu? 2,049 people search for that every month. If you're already a member, would you search for that? If you're looking for a review, 3,415 people search for a Jifu review apparently every month. So I'll come off the screen. So the reasons, the 100 reasons are interruption marketing. Right? They see it on social media. Oh, should I be trading? What I've just showed you is the better traffic, because if I'm searching for a Jifu review and I land on one of your pages, well, I'm already over halfway sold. And then the kicker is, if we say an our team bonus is that will help you get your four no more, and then they go and look at another Jifu review and they haven't got a bonus, they're going to join us, one of us. If we all have a Jifu review video on there as a team, and I'm not sharing it with the wider team, if our team dominate YouTube for shorts and proper videos, who's going to have one of the fastest growing teams? So my job is to try and help you guys get making the videos like you're doing brilliantly, Tommy. The AI ones, especially because a lot of people don't like to be on camera. I know you've done some on camera. To get you producing video for one that's targeted with those keywords, that will create curiosity on social media, even if you don't have much of a following, hopefully. But then with what Eric's mentioned today, going out, finding people, engaging with them, between all of that, I would, the 100 list, so you're making connections with the same 100 people all the time. I would almost say it's impossible not to get 4 signups out of it if you just do it consistently. And that's what I want these sessions to be, to help people stay on track, to help everybody out. If somebody's maybe got their 4 or 5, maybe they can do something to help somebody that hasn't. And I'd love it to be a team effort, because we're always going to be stronger together than any one of us on our own. Except me, because I am pretty good. There's that thing going around, isn't it? Could 100 people beat one gorilla?
Do you use these keywords as hashtags? Is that what the deal
Yeah.
is? Or?
Don't worry. I'll move on to that, right? But I know that it ended up being a little bit rushed, but I would love you all to just get practicing making videos. You don't have to put them out on social media. They can be crap, the first ones, and I guarantee pretty much the first ones probably will be crap. My first ones were awful, but it's how you learn. That's the way I look at it. Right, listen, I am a bit over time, so I'll take quick questions. We'll do it again next week, don't worry. We're going to keep going till everybody gets their form. We got it into a refined process because people will just be able to walk into the 100 list. They'll just walk into the 100 reasons to trade Forex, 100 reasons why people join Jifu. And I'm working on a guide. So, at the minute that straightforward Forex goes to a 7-minute presentation. What I want to do is get them to get maybe sign up for that or get a guide that's got the 100 reasons to join Jifu and an overview of the back office and what we're going to do as a team and everything. So it's evolving. It's just there's only me and Eric, that are sort of at the front doing it, and we're doing PLS as well. So it's just time. Right, has anybody got anything they want to ask or say? But the other thing I'll say to close out, did you see today, there was a scanner on the gold. I went on Zoom, I hit record, I recorded it, I talked through the strategy. Yeah, you get the check mark, you wait 5 minutes, you wait for the price to go into the golden zone, then it's either going to hit stop loss or it's going to hit the take profits. I'm in a bit late, I just turned the computer on, I saw it, so I'm just recording it. That video took me 10 minutes. I didn't have to do any work, I just hit record and I recorded the screen.
I was just chatting with a guy that knew you from back in 2013 and 14.
Who's
So
that?
I was doing some of my conversational marketing. I sent you over some screenshots. But I asked him, I said, did Paul and I ever pitch you back then? And he said, no. Like Paul and I had some conversations and I just liked watching.
Oh, John, yeah, John.
Yeah. So that's just an example of somebody that, and he still comments on our stuff, follows. Yeah. He's not a part of any of our programs, but he's consistent.
He's Dutch, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's consistently promoted and all that sort of stuff. But I did throw in there a little, hey, Paul's trading again, which is kind of exciting. So I'll sort of soft approach him on that a little bit. But
well, do you know what's really cool, right? To highlight what we've been talking about tonight, right? He has sent me customers, right? He's not in the deal, but he sent me people because he knows I look after them and do things like this. I think he sent me 2 customers in the past, for other things. That's just network. Somebody was looking for something, he wasn't doing it. He knew I'd take care of them. They come to me. That was Exeter, Eric, and I think National Wealth Centre.
Yeah. Cool.
God, that's how long ago that was. Fuck me. Sorry.
That was a long time.
Right, I better go and feed this cat. So we'll do it again next week. We'll keep going as we are. We've got the chat group. If 4 by 4, you think about it. You need 7 people left, 7 people right. You're on $700 a month. 14 people. So you get 4, you help them get 4, the old BS. You get 4, you help them get 4. But if we can put the stuff in place to do it, 4 4s are 16. You're on $700 a month.
What I'll do this week is I'll screen cap some. I'll do some outreach conversations that I'm talking about. I'll do some of that over the next week. That'll be good to get the endorphins going again, and I'll screen cap those so you guys can check them out next Tuesday.
And
I'll go to people that don't have a clue they don't know who I am or anything, just total strangers. So
there's my 100 list. People already joining. These are the names I'm keeping in touch with. I don't remember him, but I'll go and I'll like or share, comment on his posts. That just keeps us in the loop. And more importantly, like that document, when you read it, it will Facebook will go, oh, we better show more of Paul's stuff to them because they're obviously connected somehow. And then when I'm doing one of my reasons to trade, if I won't say his full name, but if Robert sees one of those and goes, oh, I thought about trading, who's he going to reach out to? because Facebook's showing them stuff, and we've kind of had a conversation without talking sometimes, just with liking, sharing, and commenting, right? It's just consistency in doing it. Right, I'm well over time. I've got to go and feed this cat.
Bye, guys.
Next week. See you guys.
See ya.